We are excited to be at home, playing in our stadium this week against a fine Kent State well-coached team. Coach Kenny Burns has had his team playing extremely hard last week. We have a lot of transfers, and we're working on ourselves. We've got to be able to run the ball better this week and things of that nature. But we're excited to get back home and excited for Kent State to come in here.
Coach, will begin with Tom Murphy of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette.
Hey, good morning, Sam. You said post-game the other day that, Dan Enos could have run more passing plays, but you wanted to work the run more. And I'm wondering, what's the balance between running up against a stacked box because you need to get that run game work in versus doing what you want to do to win a game, Yeah.
Well, I was frustrated really in the run game simply because we didn't have really any explosive runs. I think we had a couple, but I just felt like we could have been more efficient running the ball. To answer your question, I don't care if we run it at all if we score, as often and as fast as we were throwing the football. But at some point in there, I want to turn around and be able to be more physical, strain more than what we did. And I know if a safety makes a play, he makes a play. But I think I was more frustrated after the game than I was after I watched the tape, to be honest with you.
Gotcha. Hey, I also wanted to ask about your running back room. We saw Dubinion with the ones during fastballs yesterday. Could you maybe update him and Rocket and the health of your team?
Well, R-Dub has been healthy all week. Rocket, he's got a little bit of swelling on his knee, so we're waiting to see exactly what that is. He's getting looked at. He got looked at yesterday, getting looked at today, and we're not positive where that will go at this point. I think I'll know a little bit more, maybe even by our 2:00 meeting this afternoon. But R-Dub's healthy, ready to go. Rocket, we're still waiting to find out exactly where he'll be for this week or even the next week.
Okay, appreciate it.
Next is Andrew Hutchison, the best of Arkansas sports.
Yeah, Sam, keeping it with Rocket, you mentioned it's his knee. Was that something he sustained during the game on Saturday? And do you think maybe that played any impact on his performance this past weekend?
I don't think it played any impact on him. I do believe that, yes, that it happened during the game. Was a little bit of swelling on Sunday. Obviously didn't say anything about it until Sunday when the swelling came up. But it could have impacted him. But with him not saying anything until Sunday, I would assume that it didn't. And again, I don't know exactly what's going to happen with him at this moment. I think I'll know more this afternoon.
And then also, you mentioned on Monday that Kee'yon Stewart was back with the team, and we've seen him out there at practice. I'm just wondering, has he met all of your requirements? Is he available full go for Saturday?
He's available. He still has work to do, and we knew that when we put these community services on him. We knew that he wouldn't be able to complete those by Saturday. But he has worked on them, and we're comfortable with what we decided to do with him on the suspension, and he's back and ready to go.
Thanks, Coach.
Next we'll go to Jackson Fuller of the Times West Record.
Hey, Sam, good morning. This is your first game against the MAC team as a head coach. I'm wondering if you could share, some of your memories or what stands out the most from when you were with Northern Illinois and where I had the upset over Alabama.
Yeah, I just remember Coach Novak played the Alabama fight song the entire week. Our kids knew it, and going in there, and we got an early lead. I remember being the O-line coach, and normally by 10 a.m. on Monday morning, we'd have our whole run game and Coach Novak came in. He said, you don't have any runs on the board. At 10 o'clock, he was going to go over them with us. And I said, I don't like any. They were so good up front on the D-line, and we put a little trap play in. That's when we put in pin and pull against them and things. But, I still have the picture underneath the scoreboard and all that. Matt Canada was offensive coordinator of Matt Canada and myself. And, of course, we didn't do anything in the game, but we sure took a picture, But, yeah, and then, that same year we beat Maryland and beat Iowa State when I was at Northern. Obviously, I've been at Western Michigan as well in the MAC. I think it's one of the best coached leagues that there is in the country. It's a fun league, very tough league, and that's what we expect, certainly coming in from Kent State, that they'll play extremely hard and they'll be really physical.
Just a quick follow-up on that. Where do you keep that picture of yourself and Coach Canada?
It's in my house over in the pool table room.
Thank you, Coach.
Uh-huh.
Next we'll go to Steve Moulton, WZZN.
Coach, hope you're doing well today, sir.
Yes, sir.
Wanted to ask about the defense in particular in terms of scheme, communication, everybody in the right place. How did that grade out after game one, Coach?
Yeah, I thought T. Will did a great job along with the assistants over there. 5 turnovers, 4 picks. Jaden Johnson had a pick and a forced fumble. I thought their communication was well. Not a lot of MAs, not a lot of busts, not a lot of guys running free. So I thought for a first game, they did a wonderful job. I wish our defensive line was more aggressive. I wish they would have made more plays. We had individuals make some good plays, but as a unit, I think we can play better. We expected to play better. But other than that, I thought we ran to the ball well, got a lot of guys good playing time, and we built some confidence, I think, in the secondary.
You mentioned about your offense earlier in this call, that first game against UCF. How much of the speed of Coach Malzahn's offense you think played a factor into how wide that gap was between UCF and Kent, Coach?
Well, Coach Malzahn's a wonderful offensive coordinator, wonderful head coach. He's got skill. He's got a lot of speed on his team. And once they broke, it was hard to catch them. And schematically, they were outstanding in the game as well. I do think Kent State has some really tough linebackers, and I think they can run. I believe that UCF just had, really, they got a lot of speed, and that kind of opened up the game.
Thank you, Coach.
It's going to be off today, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.